growing up, it wasn't cool to be African. You were the butt of every joke, African booty scratcher, you're dark as hell, you look like midnight,
I wonder who popped that off because, like, from the east to the west, down to the south, up to the north, everybody was saying African booty scratcher, and I just want to know who started it. Who started it? And I ain't gonna lie. Who popped it off? That shit traveled. And how did it get to goddamn elementary school up to the high schools and to the...
Yeah, no, that was crazy. Guys, we're going to get right into the show tonight. I'm going to have our girl FYI introduce herself. Let's see. Hey, FYI, this is Imani. We're about to get started on the show tonight. This is episode 201. Can you let the people know who you are and what the show is all about?
Absolutely, Imani. Here's the intro for episode 201. Hey, everyone. Welcome to episode 201 of the Top Hill live show. I'm FYI, your friendly creative voice assistant, here to join your incredible hosts Imani and Carmen as we continue our exciting journey together. Our mission is to bridge the gap between African cultures on the continent and in the diaspora, diving into music, real estate, culture, and more. We celebrate diversity and foster a global community through rich conversations and live reactions. Whether you're tuning in from Lagos, London, Johannesburg, or Jamaica, this show is for everyone. Join us as we explore trending topics, share unique experiences, and fuel our passion for traveling to Africa. Thank you for being a part of the Top Hill family. Your engagement makes every episode special. A special shout out to our new viewers. We're thrilled to have you with us. Let's dive into episode 201. Now back to our fantastic hosts, Imani and Carmen.
All right. Shout out to FYI. Always holding us down. And let's get right into it, y'all. So, we got a great show for y'all tonight. We're going to get right into this jump right here. All right, guys. We back. Yes, I can see your message, man. Sorry, we had to get a couple of these jumps out the way, man. A couple of these other requests. Okay. We are going to dive into this. Shout out to Rotimi. Some of you guys might know him from Power. Some people know him from, for his music, and the Afrobeat stuff that he did.
I didn't know he made music until well after he was killed off of Power.
And
me
too.
The thing is, I'd heard the music. I didn't know it was him.
Yeah, me either. The first record I remember was the one that he did with Wale.
I didn't know half of his music was his music.
Yeah.
I put a name to it. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he bodies that Joan too.
Every time.
He definitely bodies it. So shout out to Rotimi. So we're gonna go ahead and dig into this video from Vlad. It's titled Rotimi on US Blacks versus African Immigrants. Being African didn't become cool until 2016. All right. We're gonna give you guys our opinions, based off of what we see here. If you guys are new here,
let them up.
Right. We come in peace. You guys already know what the show is all about, so you already know. But if you guys are new here, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. Let's dive in.
Last question.
Yes, brother.
Your family comes from Nigeria, and you were going back and forth to Nigeria. So culturally, you're very Nigerian. You can tell, you're constantly referencing it. You do the accent sometimes.
Yeah.
These days, you have this interesting kind of thing happening between what they call foundational Black Americans
of him to say that.
versus Black immigrants.
Okay.
There's even terms like tethers. Have you heard that before?
No, I haven't. No.
A tether, and I actually looked it up, so I say it correctly, is a term used by foundational Black Americans to describe African or Caribbean immigrants who moved to America for economic opportunity using the benefits of the American civil rights struggle while simultaneously disparaging the history, legacy, and lineage of the Black American movement.
Okay.
I never heard. Okay.
I've never heard any. That sounds like something that the whites made up.
Yeah, and gave to us to talk about.
Literally, yeah, that's exactly because I'm like, I've never heard anyone say it.
Like, yeah, I've never heard the term tether before.
I've heard it, just not in that context.
Yeah, not in that context. Yeah, man. I'm curious to know what his thoughts are on this and stuff like that. Me and I believe we're Black Americans from I guess you would call foundational Black Americans. I understand the purpose and origin for that term because they really want to, they're trying to fight for reparations, right? So it won't make sense to give reparations to just all Black people because, the government might say like, okay, we understand.
We ain't take all you niggas.
Right. It's like, okay, we understand for the Black people who grew up in America and went through the American slave trade and stayed on this country this whole time and went through slavery to segregation, Jim Crow, lynchings and stuff like that. Okay, we probably do owe them. You know what I mean? Y'all do owe us.
That's all, which is a crazy statement.
It's crazy.
Especially, you niggas can get some.
Especially if we already gave reparations to other groups of people who didn't go through as much as what our people have went through.
It's crazy that we get ours last, if we ever get them.
If we ever get them. But what they're probably concerned about is the African or Black immigrants that come into the country. Your Jamaicans, your, Nigerians, or whatever the case.
Still people who were like sold off, but
But the thing is, for them,
they're like, go to the French and ask for your reparations.
Right. It's like America is not responsible to pay them back because America did not, enslave them. But like you said, so if somebody was in Jamaica, I think that they need to go holler at the British, the United Kingdom, or whoever colonized that island. Or
I think it was
Ireland? I thought Jamaica was England. I'm pretty sure because they still.
Oh well, I mean they might have, but I know they had something to do with Ireland because that's why their accents came from.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think. We'll keep it going. Let's see what he has to say about it.
So, Tariq Nasheed, I don't know if you know who he is. He's been a guest on my show a couple times. He's real big on this. He even did a documentary about hip hop, where basically the main point is that hip hop was created by Black Americans. Jamaicans had nothing to do with it. Puerto Ricans had nothing to do with it. Even though Kool Herc is Jamaican.
It's Jamaican, yeah.
But that had nothing to do with hip hop.
Yeah.
It's all American. Have you ever noticed kind of like the tension between Africans and Black Americans?
Absolutely.
And so describe to me how you view that.
Well, for a long time, man, it's not even just Africans too. You can throw in Haitians as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Growing up, it wasn't cool to be African. You were the butt of every joke. African booty scratcher. You're dark as hell. You look like midnight.
I wonder who popped that off because, from the east to the west, down to the south, up to the north, everybody was saying African booty scratcher, and I just want to know who started it.
Who started it? And I ain't
who
gonna
popped it off?
That shit traveled.
And how did it get to goddamn elementary school up to the high schools and to the
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
So the ignorance of it is like I've never seen a light-skinned Nigerian before, but I didn't get those things. But a lot of my cousins and a lot of my friends went through a lot of it. But when I was back in Nigeria, I was like one of the few really bright, light skin with light eyes.
Yeah, I never knew he was Nigerian.
Back when I was a kid in my village. So they ostracized me and I was American. So they were like, you're a white man. You're Oyibo. We don't want you now. You know what I mean? So I was left alone a lot when I was back in Nigeria, to be quite honest, until I got older and then it became, he's the cool American cousin. But both places didn't accept this side of this side of who I am because it was just the outsider. So and when I grew up, a lot of the Haitian, Jamaican, first generation kids, they didn't have, from where I'm from, they're only speaking from where I'm from, they weren't really up to date on fashion or up to date on style or these things. So they were made to be fun of, like, yo, look at the African boy over there. It's only until 2017 or 16 that it became cool to be African because of Black Panther, because of Afro beats, and now I want to know my genealogy and all this. I remember the first time I realized that, it's not to be cool to be African. I was on set with Lorenz Tate, and he was like, yo, bro, I just did my 23andMe, and I'm like 60% Nigerian, bro, so I can eat that jollof rice and all that, that oyibo, that fufu. I'm like, I've never heard, anyone talk like that, and it's a beautiful thing. But it's a really it's a very recent transition into acceptance, you know? And so I grew up for a long time seeing the opposite, but I'm happy that it's where it is now, you know? But yeah, there was definitely a lot of miscommunication, a lot of judgment. But again, you know, once you realize that Black Americans come from Africa and really understand that, yo, you're one of us, you just don't know where you're from, what country you're from yet. But if you do more research, you'll understand. But you're one of us, even some Cubans, even some South Americans, even Jamaicans derive from, you know, Africa. So like, we're all from the same place, you know? And so once we start realizing it, and I think music has brought the world closer as well. So it's cool to be African now, you know, it's like a fraternity. It's a sorority.
Well, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to stand on it, and I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Senegal has the best jollof rice.
All right. It was good talking to you.
Well, you don't get no say, sir.
You don't get to say anything about nothing. We don't need your
opinion. Yeah,
tasteless opinion.
Just walk out, man. It's like, no.
Fuck you, dog. We had a great time. Why would you do
Senegal
that?
has the best jollof rice, man. I'm telling you. I think it's the short grain, you know, the short grain rice and the spices and everything else like that. And maybe it's because the first time I tried jollof rice was when I was in Senegal.
Okay,
so maybe that's part of it. Yeah. But I know this is a horrible debate in the African community.
I gotta plead the fifth, bro. I gotta plead the fifth.
I would like
Senegal
to
is fire. Ghanaian jollof is fire. Let me just. It was good talking to you. Okay.
But you're gonna say Nigerian rice is the best jollof rice?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Oh, shit.
Yes, it is.
Gun to head, yeah.
There's whole videos devoted to this. Where, like, you know, you see all these, like, different Africans from different countries trying each other rice and, like, bashing each other over it. But, like I said, I'm still going to stand on it, man. When it comes to jollof rice, I go straight to the Senegal jollof rice, man. You know, I had it a few days ago, and, yeah.
I wouldn't
stand on it.
I wouldn't argue, but you know, yeah.
But you don't agree.
But I don't agree.
I don't agree. That's
How can you try
Rotimi,
and
man,
then not even try the top two, and then give your opinion?
It's one thing to have a dream and have it stay a dream, but it's another thing to actually have that dream and do the work required to actually churn into reality, especially when nothing's given to you. You know, you don't have the friend of the family that puts you in position. You know, you don't have the older brother who gets you on the TV show. You don't have the producer cousin who's, you know, producing Chris Brown already and gets you in the studio with him. It's, you know, you had to get it out the dirt piece by piece with a whole lot of stumbling, with a whole lot of failure, with staying in roach, infested motels, to finally, piece by piece, getting to the point where you're have a real career, you know, you're financially stable, and you actually have a future ahead of you, man. I love having interviews like this and showing people that it is possible. It's not just make-believe. No. And you're a perfect example of that.
Thank you, bro. And I'll say this, you know, and I appreciate everything you said. For me, bro, like, we're in a world where it's 90% about being messy, you know, and 10% about talent. And like, with this project and who I am, I refuse to dumb myself down to appease that when I know that's not who I am. So the only way I can fight is just by giving great quality music and great quality product. And that's why I can stand by this project, and in my heart, in my veins, I can stand by it, bro, because there was a time, you know, where it was about individualism and it was about your gift and about like the back story of people. Now it's microwave, and I'm like, nah, we're over quality over, quantity, quality over quantity, man. So I appreciate that, brother.
Congrats, man. You know, can't wait to hear it in my heart, in my veins. And, you know, the new song is out now. I Love Me Some You, aka Moves, and there's a video to go along with it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And man, just keep doing your thing. You know, I'm gonna check you out on The Chi season 7.
Yes, sir.
I haven't had a chance to watch, but a great series. The fact that you're part of a series that's made it to 7 seasons, is a big deal. Because, you know, like we said earlier, Boss, Emmy nominated, Golden Globe, this and that. Season 2 over.
It's done. Yes, sir. So I take it for granted.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know, you're on a show that's really become a staple, and it's really just so authentic to Chicago without trying to be something else.
Absolutely.
Man. So congrats on your success, man. Looking forward to what you got next.
Thank you, bro. Yes, sir. I'll be back. Don't worry.
That's what it is. Until next time.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
All right, brother.
All right. Shout out to Rotimi, man. I get where he's coming from, man, because I know how probably a lot of Africans, how they probably feel, because, you know, growing up with a lot of animosity towards them and, you know, being teased and made fun of and stuff like that, where, you know, now it's like all of a sudden it's like a switch and it's cool to be African or to represent Africa and stuff like that now. But I'm just happy with the state that we're in. I'm happy that we're coming together. the whole point of our show. You know what I mean? Is to highlight things like that. And I think he's right. I think the music and the culture is just starting to bleed together with the music, like, and the movies too. I know Black Panther was a big thing too, but the music constantly, I think, is also one of the biggest pillars in the bridge, to bridge the gap. But Carmen, what you think?
He made some valid points. I mean, you know, I don't think I can only agree with what he said. Really, I didn't know he was Nigerian.
I had no idea
until
I heard the music. I was like, oh, okay, but
right.
but yeah, he looks just like us. You know, what I mean, this is how you could tell that, you know, we come from the same, you know, same cloth. You know what I mean?
I do love that, like, he acknowledges that there was a certain turnover where people felt like it was more popular to express their heritage, but still embraces it, and instead of being like, well, y'all just want to be African now, like, you know,
he could have been like
still
upset
very open
or better,
and still like, you know, he's just like, yeah, this is me, this is my truth, and talking about how it's different on both sides. I like that. Like,
right.
I enjoy that more artists are talking out and speaking out about their experiences, and also still being open to letting us into their culture.
I agree. Very welcoming and definitely appreciate it. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode, man. Really appreciate you guys for coming out. We'll see you guys next week. It's your boy, Mr. Top Hill Live, a.k.a. E-Money Boss.
And I'm the Carmen.
And we out. Peace.
Hill, top, hill, top,